How's it going, everybody? It's Mike, the Smokin monkey, coming back at you, and I'm in the downtown core of my city here, Mississauga. You guys can see these really iconic looking buildings. I hope you guys can get a good shot of them here. And they're called the Monroe Towers, actually, because they're made to mimic the shape of Marilyn Monroe's silhouette. And yeah, but today's gonna be another good day. Sunny outside, beautiful day. It's a little bit of traffic, but I can get around that. So today's topic is, how comfortable is this SV650 seat? Now, I'm not talking about the tuck and roll seat. We'll get to that a little bit later on. I'm just talking about the regular SV650 with ABS or non-ABS. Actually, I don't even know if they sell it without ABS, but it's just the regular seat that comes on the OEM bike, the OEM seat that comes on the regular bike. And I've been riding with it for just about 4,000 kilometers, maybe a little bit more. I would say it's pretty comfortable. For myself, I've never had an issue from the start. That being said, it is broken in now, so I'm sure it is a little bit more comfortable. Just like if you were to buy a pair of shoes, I'm sure that if you buy a pair of shoes, you try them on in the store, and they're comfortable when you try them on in the store, or else you wouldn't buy them. But wear them for a month or two, and after you actually wear them for a while and break them in, they become that much more comfortable, and they're exponentially better. And it's just like when you put on a nice old pair of shoes. It's exactly the same kind of thing. When I sit on the bike, it just fits me right. I don't have to move around, I don't have to shift around, I don't have to find the comfortable spot. Hop on and go, and honestly, you don't think twice about it. And it's not that bad. Like, honestly, people have been complaining a lot about it being hard or it not being the best seat. Now, have they actually ridden the bike, or are they just taking this from somebody's advice or somebody's word or another YouTube video they've watched? Because personally, if you've actually ridden the bike, it's pretty damn comfortable. I've let a few of my buddies ride it who ride other motorcycles. They ride Ninjas and stuff like that, and they've told me, like, yeah, it's a hella comfortable. It's honestly one of the best bikes to ride if you want to go on a long distance. And I agree. And that being said, anybody that says, oh, it gets uncomfortable after 2 hours or after whatever X amount of time, where are you riding? Like, well, what are you doing? Like, seriously though, I've gone on day trips before, and you don't sit in the saddle for like freaking hours at a time. You pull off to get a drink, you pull off to go get gas, you pull off to have a cigarette, you pull off for different reasons depending on who you're with in your group. There's certain people that will ride the entire distance, that want to go for 5 hours in the saddle until they run out of gas. That's great, man, cheers to you, but that's not me. That's not how I want to ride, and that's not how I enjoy riding. I like to get off every now and then because I need to go and take my legs and stretch them. I'm a tall guy, so having my legs cramped up in the position that they are is not ideal for a long period of time. So personally, I like to get off. I like to view the scenery, take some pictures, get a drink, just whatever. 10-15 minutes will do a world of difference when you get off and walk around for a little bit. Now, if you guys have actually watched the video, which I'm sure is still on YouTube, of the guy who designed the SV650, this one, the 3rd gen, it's a Japanese guy. He explains to you exactly why he designed the seat the way he did, and it makes a lot of sense. If you guys actually watch that video and take in what he says, he made the seat a certain height and a certain thickness so that it gives you the feel of the bike. You can have that sporty feel, you can be connected with the bike. It's not too plush to the point where you can't feel the bike, and I don't know how else to say it, but you guys should understand what I mean. It's kind of like when you drive a car, a luxury car. When you drive a luxury car, it's awesome. It's a nice car. It's a good ride. It usually has lots of power. But you're not going to go carve corners with it. You're not going to go into the mountains and look for nice roads to drive, because it's going to feel the same as if you're driving on any other road. It soaks up all the bumps. It takes all the not the enjoyment out of it, but it takes the connection to the road. Like, you don't feel it as much. So same thing with the bike. If you have a really plush seat, a really cushy seat, it's good for long trips. It's good for like riding around and just being comfortable. But if you want to actually feel the bike, enjoy the bike, be able to whip it around, be able to throw it into corners, be able to enjoy the bike for what it was made to do, then I don't recommend getting yourself a big plush cushy seat. Which takes me to my next point. I wouldn't get the Corbin seat for two reasons. One, it's not my style. Personally, I don't like the way that it looks. It's not in my taste. The big rear end, like, bulge kind of thing over the tail section, I kind of don't like that. That's the thing that throws me off. If it was a little different, if it was flatter and it was more sleek, or what's the word I'm looking for? If it was more streamlined with the bike, definitely, man, that's an awesome option. It looks nice if it was streamlined. The front side looks nice where you sit, the actual saddle part, but I don't know, I can't get over that whale hump looking thing at the back. And my second point is, I don't know how it will be actually sitting on that thing, because it looks really plush. So I don't know if I'm going to lose the same feel that I have now, and that connection to the road and connection to the bike, because I really enjoy the way the bike rides. And I think changing the seat is a big portion of that, and a big part of how the bike rides and how it reacts and how you actually connect with the bike. And the actual seat is not that much more plush than this one. It's only a 1/4 inch thicker. So if you think about a 1/4 inch, it's not even as thick as one of your fingers. It's not very big. So having a 1/4 inch thickness added to it isn't a big deal. Now, I'm sure they use different materials in the seat, like foams and gels or whatever, to make it more comfortable than the stock one. Cheers, great to you, man. Go grab your seat. But personally, I don't know. I think I want to keep that feel and that connection to the bike the same as it is. And that brings me to my last point, the tuck and roll seat. It's also a 1/4 inch thicker, but it's made for the bike. It's made by Suzuki. It's made for the sportier version of the bike, the SV650X, which has clip-on handlebars. So if anything, you're going to have a same feel to the bike. You're not going to lose anything, but it is actually a 1/4 inch thicker. So that being said, maybe for those people who are worried that it's uncomfortable, or that they already have one and they say it's uncomfortable, I'm actually going to go buy that seat, the tuck and roll seat, and I'm going to put it on my bike, and I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to let you guys know what the difference is, because I've had a long time in the original seat, so I can tell you the difference, if it's actually better or worse, or if it's the same. And it's not even that expensive compared to the Corbin seat. It's probably like a half the price, if not a third of the price, depending on where you live. And you can get away with going and picking one of these up probably used, because there's a lot of guys that replace things and they just sell the OEM parts. So I wouldn't be surprised that there's some guy out there selling the tuck and roll seat right now. So I'm going to buy one brand new and I'm going to try one out. But if you guys want to hear exactly what I think about this seat, I'm going to go and I'm going to pull over somewhere here, and I have a nice list for you guys of exactly the good and the bad about this seat, so that you can make your decision if you think you need an aftermarket one or not. Because I know a lot of you guys haven't bought your SVs yet, and if you're looking to get one, don't be deterred by people telling you that it's uncomfortable. Go ride one or go sit on one. But since I finally got out of that traffic, I'm going to go find a nice sunny spot to pull over for you guys, and I'll give you guys my list. Well, here we are, and basically I'm going to talk about how comfortable is this OEM seat. Now, personally, yes, it does get uncomfortable after a certain amount of time. But any bike where your feet are positioned a little bit behind where your butt is or your hips, you're going to be having that cramp or that pain in your butt after a certain amount of time. It's just ergonomics. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if you get off and walk around for a bit, then it solves that problem. 10-15 minutes will do you a big difference. If you can't walk around, these will save your life too. Now, these frame sliders, when I'm actually sitting on the bike, I can lean my leg out to about here, and they will hang there, and you can straighten your legs out. And that gives you that relief in your butt the same way, which further proves my point that it's because of the position of your legs. If you put your legs on there and you let them hang off for about 5 to 10 minutes, it relieves so much pressure on your butt because you get that muscle stretch. The muscle isn't cramped up. It's not all wound up and tight. You kind of get the same effect as if you were to walk, but without the actual getting off the bike. The next thing I'm going to say is, it's a lot more comfortable than a lot of bikes that I've been on. Now, go out there and ride some bikes. If you've been riding motorcycles for a while, they're not made to be comfortable. They're made to be comfortable enough to ride, but they're not made to be like I'm riding a freaking lazy boy down the street. Unless you go buy a Goldwing or a Harley or something, but that's a whole different boat. I'm not talking about cruisers. I'm talking about sports bikes and standard bikes and just your everyday motorcycle. Next thing I'll say is, it just takes a little bit of breaking in. Mine, after some breaking in, it's actually really soft. Like, it's soft enough that you don't feel you would want it any softer. It's actually great. It feels awesome on my butt. I've never had a time where I've said, oh, I think I need a new seat. Yeah, at the beginning maybe, for the first couple 100 kilometers, but that went away pretty quick. Like, it's a good seat. It really is. The other thing I'll say is, there's a lot of options. If you want to go out and get yourselves an SV, there's a lot of options for seats. You guys can get one from Saddleman, you guys can get one from Corbin, you guys can get the OEM tuck and roll seat. I'm sure there's going to be tons more coming soon. You guys can even go get this one rewrapped. You guys can do tons of different stuff. So if that's the reason that you don't want to get this bike, but you love everything else about it, don't let that thing stop you. It's a stupid little thing that you guys can change, and believe me, it's not even that bad. And the last thing that I'll mention is, you have the option of the tuck and roll OEM seat. So if you go out and buy this version, you have to buy it separate. But if you buy the SV650X, then you guys can get the tuck and roll seat stock. It comes with a little bit more padding, a little bit more cushioning for you, and maybe that'll be the perfect fit. Maybe that's what you need. Go to a dealer, sit on both. Personally, I did sit on both, and it did feel a little bit better to me. It felt a little bit more comfortable, but that was the 2-3 minutes that I sat on it in a dealership. I'm actually going to pick one up for you guys. I'm going to put it on my bike, and I'm going to go for some rides, and I'll give you guys a good opinion of what I think, if it's actually worth it over the original seat. But I'm cooking alive out here, so let's get back on here, let's go ride, and I'll continue my video like that. Well, that's about all that comes to mind when I'm thinking about the OEM seat. It's comfortable. Go out and try one yourself, sit in it, and I'm actually going to go and get the SV650X seat, the tuck and roll version, and I'll give you guys my opinion on it. I'll tell you guys if it's worth it or not. That's going to be coming in the next few videos. I believe I should have it this week. It was back ordered for a bit, and I just got a notification that they're sending it out, which kind of inspired me to make this video, and hopefully I will have it by the end of this week. So I'll be posting that video for you guys shortly, so watch out for that. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. I'm going to be making tons more videos for you guys, and there's a lot more coming to the channel, so stay tuned. And please don't forget to leave me a like and a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything I missed, or if there's something you guys want to know about the OEM seat that I didn't talk about. And yeah, until next time guys, ride safe out there, and I'll see you guys on the next one.